Okay, we're in Taipa. This is Centro Taipa, kind of where all the tall skyscrapers are at. And this is Rua de Bragança. We're gonna be walking all the way down it. And we're starting in this courtyard that's facing this particular street. So it's just kind of give you a little context. You can see all these buildings in this little courtyard. There's some businesses in here. There's nails, there's nutrition, real estate, face, art, body, eyelash. So another beauty shop. And we're gonna go straight down Rua de Bragança, so stay tuned. Chiquinha, Chiquinha. Let's go check out the room. Hey, after you watch this, tell me what you like most about it. Put it in the comments below. Also, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell button so you can see when I make other videos too. And we're back for Rua de Bragança. We're gonna be walking through this little courtyard right here. And we're going to show you everything that we can see on the street in Taipa. Got some music over here. Got some people in line. I think they're waiting for... don't know. And over here, there's a little fire going on over there. I'll try to talk about that too. That looks a little bit... Okay, so this is kind of this backside of Taipa, and there's a mountain on the other side. Taipa Pequeño, I believe. So let me just kind of take a look here. So we have this little area here. This is Rua de Bragança. We're just going to walk up this way for a second. So that's this focus street. We're going to head down that way. I think that they're in line. And there's a fire over here too. That's the courtyard that we were looking at a minute ago. Right there. I'm going to go down, and I think that those are in line for registrations for schools, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but that is a school, so I'm not going to focus too much. And there's another school right here on the right that we're looking at. This is called School of Nations. You can see a little bit of a playground right there. And so I think what they're doing is it's Saturday, and I think that they're trying to get their school kids into certain schools. It's very, very competitive. All the schools have to compete. So I think that's what they're doing. There's School of Nations right there. School of Nations is from the Baha'i faith. Then the other one next door, I'm not sure. Let me just take it. I just want to show you this real quick too. This is kind of interesting. This is some land that's like right next to these two schools. So there's School of Nations. You can see the big sign up there. And I guess this one is called, it's called like Escola secondary school and Primera y Infantil. So it's like secondary school and primary and babies, I guess. Okay, I want to just check this out real quick too. So we're going to, there's this kind of stuff that's around in Macau as well. Like the stuff that somebody must have claimed a long time ago. There's like a big still, it's like a little pond over there. But it's like, they don't really take care of it. It's like some empty shack that's probably been here for 50 years or longer. So it's funny they got this prime real estate, because if you look around, there's, look at all these tall buildings everywhere, right? But somebody has this. There's like little folding plastic chairs that, and there's a little workshop right in there. They got like a farm kind of thing right in the middle of the city, but a farm with like just makeshift everything. It's kind of interesting, and it's right across from School of Nations, so it's kind of interesting. They got, you know, some pretty prime real estate. The other thing that's interesting about this right here too, I didn't even talk about this big one right here. You see this? That's where the biggest mall in Taipei is. So right across from the biggest mall, there's somebody that lives in a little shack, or a big shack. Some bikes there. Those look like flat tires. I guess they've been there a while. Huh. I wonder if those bikes belong to that. You can see how active it is too. Oh, there's somebody in there. It's interesting. I saw somebody sitting there. There's another person in there too. Interesting. I didn't know that you could go in there. And then you got this lot right here. I think they're going to develop that as well. I think the real estate is so expensive that some of this stuff just kind of stays idle. Nobody can really... that one's sitting on... I can't even imagine how much money that one is sitting on that piece of land like that. And here's Nova Grand Mall. So if you live in that little shack, you can just walk across the street to this biggest mall in Taipa. Land space is kind of funny like that in Macau. So that's Nova Grand right there. And then you got all these tall buildings everywhere. We're going to be walking right towards them. This is called Avenida de Guangdong. As you see here, we're going to be walking. So that's the Avenida right there. Avenida de Guangdong. It's kind of a big thoroughfare, big and wide. And then you have another empty lot right over here too. I heard that this one they're going to make into some kind of like amusement park-ish kind of stuff. But it's this giant empty lot. But they do have plans for it. And it has some pretty prime real estate too. Yeah, that's right. There's like Yoho Towers. That's that mountain I was telling you about. Taipa Pequeño, I think it's called. Like small Taipa. There's two big giant hills. One's called Taipa, Big Taipa and Small Taipa. And then this whole area is called Taipa. It's confusing, the different names like that, but those are the names. And then, yeah, this is Nova Grand. So you got tons of apartments in there, and then you also have this giant mall. It kind of goes all the way down. They got IKEA and all kinds of stuff. And this is our target street right here, Rua de Bragança. And that's an empty lot over there. And that's Rua de Guangdong. Let's kind of do a little 360 before we go down. So we started down there at the foot of that mountain over there, or hill, or whatever you call it. And now we're just going to go down Rua de Bragança. And actually this one goes down quite a ways, but I'm not going to go down as far as it goes. I'll just go to something reasonable. Basically over here there's going to be a skyway system. And the skyway goes to the light rail transit line. The light rail transit line goes to the airport, ferry terminal, immigration point to China. It's a pretty nice street there too. It's called Rua de Chaves, Street of the Keys. So now we're going to be leaving this kind of empty parking lot. There's like a few empty spaces, right? There's the post office over there. And now we're just walking down Rua Bragança, and there's the Rua Bragança bus stop. But we got more. There's another school, I think, so I think there's more people waiting for that school as well. So I think that they're doing, like, I think the kids have to go in there and like placement tests. So they basically have limited spaces available. That must be the name of the school right there. They had their own bus, I guess. And there's Caritas Macau, another, I think that's for special education. So that's right there as well. Okay, I can tell you what this is. Some kind of construction here. This one says accessible travel, Caritas. Caritas is basically for the special needs for adults and for kids. So they, I don't know if they're community or, wow, look at that building. It has like some nice windows over there. And they got some scaffolding right here. So we're gonna keep on going down. Lots of tall buildings everywhere. Crossing Rua de Bragança. And we're gonna keep on walking down. There's another school over there in the blue. There's actually a bunch of trash over there. I thought that was kind of unfortunate that there's like all the trash in this area goes in those little containers right over there, and then there's a little school right next to it. So those kids got to be smelling that all day. I mean, I don't know about the ventilation, but don't know how that works. But every time you walk by it, you can smell it. So, you know, if you just walk into that school every day, here's a center of parental education. Parent, I guess this is part of that same blue. So as you can see, there's a lot of schools around. It's a lot of density, a lot of buildings around too, so not totally surprising. Here's a pretty nice restaurant right here. I've been in here a few times and they have a bunch of pictures of the old Macau. Yeah, actually, this looks really nice right now. But you can tell that at another time it wasn't Things kind of go through ebbs and flows. There's gambling right there. Sao Paulo ruins. Okay. Keep on going down Rua de Bragança. We got some construction here. And Rua de Bragança, if we keep walking all the way down, it'll go down to all that construction there. They've been turning up all the streets lately. Pretty much feels like they're, yeah, I don't know. I think they're like, I see like all the, I think they're doing like sanitation or piping or something like that. Looks like this, whatever they're doing here, they looks like they're filling it back in now. And I think we're gonna go probably to the Skyway, and if we wanted to, we could keep going a little further into past the Skyway, but I'll explain all that in a minute. Oh, got that. And then we also have a little thing here, and then kind of like a little pedestrian friendly way. Let me just kind of walk through here real quick. So yeah, you can walk all the way into that, and it's kind of a cool looking little space, isn't it? But we're going to keep on going up here, and then I'll circle around and kind of share a little bit more about that in a minute. Got a sushi place right there. There's also sushi right there too. Okay. So straight ahead is a Skyway. Have a nice looking restaurant right there too. I'll explain that Skyway in a second. I'll kind of explain all this in a second since we get up to the top here, but I'll explain it right here with this. Stadium station, there's a stadium right over there. So right over in that green, there's a stadium, Olympic Stadium, and the Skyway goes all the way to that station. And the Skyway goes all the way down the street, turning this street into a pretty nice pedestrian skyway thing that a lot of people walk around. And then also you'll notice that there's no way to cross the street, so there's no crosswalks, there's nothing. You got rails all the way around, so you're not supposed to run across, and you got escalators that go up. So once you hit this street right here called Guimaras Avenue, you have to go up and over, and all the way along here there's places to go up and over. Let me just kind of walk over this way for a second. Skyway. So Rua de Bragança ends down at there, just like maybe 2 blocks away, kind of near Flower City. So this is kind of our focus right here. And it's also kind of interesting too, because if I go into that blue building, you'll see that it kind of wraps around in this kind of interesting way. So sometimes I filmed this blue building right here. I filmed it as a focus before, but sometimes I've labeled it Guimaras because it's kind of confusing to what it is exactly. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk into it and through it and around it a little bit. And I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like. So you have this kind of interesting stuff like that. And then we're going to find a way in here in a second. Get a 7-Eleven right there. So you can see the blue building, and then there's a Skyway that goes all the way down. More of the blue building here. And we're going to be going, check out those. So those apartments have some pretty cool looking windows, those circular ones. Okay, so we're going to be walking into this. And once we walk into it, you'll see how interesting this one is. This building is so unique. Like, it's hard to kind of get your head around how different it is. But it's here on Rua de Bragança, so we'll focus it on this street. And that's down there is Rua de Bragança as well. And then this is kind of the like this pedestrian walkway here. You can kind of see how cool everything looks like that. And just kind of the wavy designs of the buildings too, right? Got lots of restaurants in here. You got some salons in here. And then that's kind of where we walked by. We walked by there a little bit ago. And what I'm going to do is walk down it a little bit further. Because it's such an interesting street, we're going to capture this with a little bit more context to it. I'd like to do it its own thing, but I don't think it has, I don't know what the name is. If you know the name of the street, let me know, because I'd like to just film it separately as its own entity. And whenever I've done that in the past, I'll just call it that blue building or the blue building. And I'll sometimes attach Rua de Bragança to it if you do a search for it. There's a pet shop right there. Then you have these little things you can come out of. There's a pet shop right there. So now we just came out here. There's all that construction, so we saw that too earlier when we walked by there. But now we're going to be walking back towards here. And now you can see this from this angle. And if we walk down this way, we're coming towards that skyway. I'm probably creating this video a little bit longer than it should, but it's just, I just kind of like this blue building. I just think it's pretty cool. Got this construction right here. It's kind of cool. Hello. Kind of interesting. Everybody's watching me, but I'm watching them. Now we're back up here again. And there's a park in here. There's a rotary right over there. Then you have this. This is kind of like a little bit of a circular thing. And you can also see the blue building all the way up like that. And then this way you can kind of walk all the way around in a circle. You can go down like that. So we're back at that blue building again. And over here is the Rotunda do Estadio. It's like the circular for the stadium, and it comes out and it ends at Bragança. This also goes down there towards that, just to give you a little context. So I think I did a stadium one recently, so you can see the stadium's over there, and then not too far from it is Galaxy. Over there is Taipa Village. So sort of nice density in Taipa. Kind of cool looking windows too. So, okay. So with that, we're going to be ending this video. And then we're coming back at the Skyways again in the blue building that ends at Rua de Bragança. So I think that's a pretty good ending spot. Oh, look at that, it looks kind of cool. Okay, so we'll end it right there. Go check out the room. Oh, hey guys. 3 things. Like, subscribe, make some comments below. It'll really help out my channel. Alright.